Hello, everybody. Sorry I was running just a little bit late. Uh, Trying to get things wrapped around and done and get this up. And we was working on this actual channel, and it's been crazy today. Um, just got through eating too. We had some brown beans and cornbread and homemade strawberry pie. And, oh, we got a special guest with us tonight. We're going to be talking to Mountain Patriot. You've seen her on here almost every live.
Yeah.
And we're going to think about. Yeah, my mind is.
Okay.
We're going to talk about some things tonight, and hopefully we can all learn something from her. I'm sure I will. She does a lot of cool things, and I think we're going to probably learn a whole lot tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her on real quick.
Hey, Brooke, Scott, Tracy, how are you all?
How are you?
Good evening. How are y'all doing?
Hi.
Doing good. Trying to get everything figured out.
Well, at least that test run earlier worked. So let's keep our fingers crossed that I don't mess this one up.
I'm going to try not to too. I never know what's going to happen on these. That's for sure.
I love your fireplace in the background. That's so pretty.
It don't put out much heat though.
Oh. It's cool though. I like it.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
At least it'll make you think you're warm, right?
Well, yes, and I don't have to take out the ashes, so that's okay.
Yes, that's for sure. Oh man, let's see. We got Tracy's here tonight. We got Romans is here tonight. Dana's here tonight, and there's of course Scott and Brooks. And Scott was giving me a hard time earlier, saying, "Where am I at?" I'm gonna have to. I don't know what we're gonna have to do to Scott. We're gonna make him some of that special soup, I guess.
Poor Scott.
But so tell us a little bit about your channel.
Well, it's been going a little over a year now. I guess it's been up about 13 months. It's been a complete learning process because the old dogs new tricks kind of thing, and I am not electronically inclined, so it has it's been a learning curve, but I've had support. As I was telling you earlier, you and your family have been a huge supporter of me since I started, and holding my hand and helping me along. So I appreciate that, and the channel's growing, and I appreciate all the folks that come over there and listen to me ramble.
I do a lot of that rambling.
Well, it's good to have you on here.
Well, I appreciate that, Miss Sarah. I've been watching you for a long time and enjoy your videos.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, I allowed her to come on tonight. I told her she could
Yeah.
hang out with us for a little bit.
Well, I'm glad you did.
You do a lot of like prepping stuff. One of the things that you do that I was interested in learning about is canning. That's what I want to learn about. I don't know anything about it.
Canning's one of those things that it's kind of like your boots on the ground. You just got to get out there and do it. And it's not hard. There again, it is a little learning curve, but it's not hard. I've been doing it. I started helping my mama when I was just a kid, and I'm still learning. Every time I can something, I learn even from my mistakes. So it's here's just a few of my books here that I'm always learning. So it's everything's an experiment in my kitchen. So
I don't know if Sarah would eat anything I canned or not.
The only thing that worries me whenever it comes to like canning is like meat. I would be scared to do the meat part because I don't want what they call botulism or something like that. I worry about that.
Have you ever canned your own jelly?
No.
For beginning beginner canners, the first thing I would recommend is just try your hand at doing some jelly or jam, and you can pick up fruit. Right now, cranberries. I can my own cranberry sauce, and cranberries are on sale right now. Grab you a few bags of cranberries and find you a recipe and can up some cranberry sauce. And I mean, jelly and jam's the easiest thing that you can, and you don't really need a whole lot of special equipment to do it with. And I think, get your feet wet anyway.
Yeah, I will have to try that just to see.
So is botulism, does that concern you? Is that
Well, I don't want to die, but well, I do a lot of canning that the USDA only has a certain type of thing that they recommend canning, and some folks will not can anything if it's not in the ball canning book or approved by USDA. I've been canning for long enough that I guess you could consider me a rebel canner, because if it'll hold still long enough, I'll can it. And I've canned cream cheese, I'll can milk, I'll can any kind of meats. My mama canned meats when I was a kid because we didn't have a freezer, and so we either had to smoke it, can it, we had to cure it somehow. And so yeah, I mean, that just wasn't anything unusual for us, but you just like anything, you just got to take care in doing it.
So how long does milk last when you can it?
Well, I've never kept it on a shelf long enough that it went bad, so it's but I'll catch it when it's on sale, and I'll can up, because I don't have a milk cow. I don't have enough time to spend milking one a couple times a day, but I'll just I'll grab it when it's on sale and can up a bunch, and then it's shelf stable.
Wow. See, we need to try doing that kind of stuff.
You drink it and I'll can it. I'm gonna have her drink it and I'll do the canning.
I think it should be the other way around.
And then the next day, if you're okay, I'll try it.
Oh yeah.
Well, that sounds like a plan, but
I'm like the guinea pig, if you can't tell.
it kind of sounds like that.
So, like meat lasts quite a while too when you can it.
Yes, I'll can when we butcher a hog. I'll take sausage and I'll make sausage patties and can up sausage. We used to can up deer meat. I can ham. Just whatever we used to can. We pretty much have canned everything. I'll can stew. If I make too much of something, I'll can chili. It's just whatever.
Romans wants to know if you how would you preserve eggs?
When I preserve our eggs, right now I don't have to worry about that. All of our hens decided to go on strike, I guess. But I will use eggs I'll take a 5-gallon bucket, and you put a mixture and go online and find the exact recipe for it. I don't trust anything I say off the top of my head on any of this, but go online and find the recipe for making the lime water. You just use lime. It's food grade lime and water, and mix that up, and you can preserve your eggs. And I preserved 5-gallon buckets of eggs that later on can be used. And I don't like them as much, and I'll tell you why. It's not because they taste bad. Scrambling them up later, they're thinner for some reason, but they're perfect for bacon or anything like that. And you can scramble them. You just, they're just, I'm kind of picky. They don't look like they do when they're fresh. They look more like a store-bought egg when you get them out of the lime water. So,
right. Sarah can eat some eggs.
I prefer mine fried though.
Yeah, I like mine sunny side up.
Yes, me too.
And then I could go through a whole loaf of bread, make toast and jelly, and dip it in it.
Yeah.
Yes. You gotta swipe it through there. That's what makes it good.
Oh yeah, I've done that a little too much. So do you do medicines and stuff, like medicinal plants and stuff?
I do. I in my garden I grow a lot of herbs that you can not only use them for cooking but also medicinal purposes. But around here, and I'm sure around y'all's place, you just take a walk out through the yard, and I tell people just start learning how to forage by just walking out in your yard and find one plant that you can identify and research that plant and find all the uses for it. All these things that people are killing out of their yard, most of it's medicinal plants, and they don't realize that. Or a lot of them are edible and medicinal that you don't even think anything about. And if you've got dandelion in your yard, you've got food and medicine in your yard. If you've got plantain, yarrow, any of that's, if you got wild blackberries, you've got a medicinal plant right there. So
we have a lot of those around here.
Yeah, we got a lot of blackberries. We got the dandelions too.
Yeah,
a lot of those.
What are the little yellow flowers, Mom?
Dandelions.
Okay? What am I thinking of? The purple ones.
Which ones?
'Cause
Snake root?
No, because I read something about those little plants because I wanted to know what they was, and they grow up in your grass. They got those little purple buds on them.
like dead nettle.
That might be it. Yeah.
Clover?
No, it's not clover.
The springtime, the dead nettle. Y'all probably have a lot of what we have around here because you're about in the same zone. We're almost neighbors if we just took out a few mountain ridges. So
yeah.
But it's dead nettle.
Little purple flower looking deals. They're
Yeah.
like little purple flower looking deals. They at the top of them.
Yeah.
They're like a stem. I don't know what they are. Then we got
a lot of people. I know that they use them for like tea, or they'll fry them and stuff like that. And they said that there's like a numbing agent to them if you boil them just right. I can't remember what they're called though.
Well,
I don't know. I used to pick snake root.
Just get you a couple of books like this that'll because those wildflowers that you just think of as flowers, most of them have medicinal qualities. Of course, there are some things that you want to make sure that you get, you don't want to use just one source to identify something. I always tell folks, don't just use one source because, what may in one book look like one thing, if you look it up online, it may look like something else. And so you have to be real careful that you use multiple sources to identify. But, like dandelion, everybody knows what a dandelion looks like unless you live in Siberia, I guess. Or
trees.
Yeah, that tree, that grows out by my driveway that gets those little red berries on it.
Yeah, we've got a tree. We don't know what it is. It looks like little plums grow on them. They're growing all down our fence line, but we don't know. I don't know.
They're not big. They're about the size of a cherry.
They're a plum.
Mom thinks they're a plum.
I think they're poisonous.
I tried to get Sarah's husband to eat one to see.
But they don't get any bigger than a cherry though.
I don't know. They're about like that.
No, they're not big.
But they're real pretty.
Let me see if I can find the name of it. There is an app.
Make her quit.
It's called iNaturalist. Is one of the ones that I have on my phone that snap a picture of it, and it will help you look up and identify what certain trees are, flowers, just plants. So you might just take a picture of it or snap a picture and send it to me. I may, as me and Mike were talking about earlier, if I don't know, I'll make up something. And so.
And you said it was iNatural, the app?
iNaturalist, yes.
Naturalist.
At IST.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought about we go out and forage mushrooms, and not a lot of mushrooms, just the morels. But I thought about looking for other mushrooms and let Sarah try them first.
No,
Yes.
that worries me.
Mushrooms?
Yeah.
Here you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm the type that really just wants to know before I eat it because I don't want to get sick.
Well, and that's smart, especially with mushrooms. I'm shaky on mushrooms too because I don't know enough about them. I mean, I can identify morel or turkey tail or lion's mane, but when it gets to some of them that's a little bit more obscure, yeah, I don't want to see, purple aliens and
Yeah.
Yeah,
be
because
transformed into realms and yeah.
some of that stuff's got some really bad side effects. Like some of it says it can cause like your kidneys to quit working
Yeah.
and
Seizures?
seizures and
I'm not about that.
Death. Death's a big one. Yeah.
I'll put a stick in your mouth.
Scott's asking where I'm from. I live in Arkansas. I was born in Western North Carolina up in the mountains and grew up in East Texas. So I'm from all over the place, I reckon. But I live in North Arkansas.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Arkansas is pretty.
Yeah, it is.
That's one of the places we usually would go on vacation is Arkansas, Missouri.
Yeah.
I haven't been over there in a while though.
I like Hot Springs, Arkansas. That's really pretty down through there.
Hot Springs.
Uh-huh.
I went to where'd I go over there? Little Rock.
Yeah,
I've
we've been to Little
been to
Rock.
Little Rock. That was a tough town.
Well, if
And
you know
I-
where the Buffalo River is, you're in my backyard. So
Which river?
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
the closest river to us really is like the Verdigris.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Or
Verdigris.
the Arkansas. Well, the Arkansas River ain't too far from us.
Huh?
Our biggest river would be the Verdigris.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
biggest river would be the Verdigris that's by us. It actually is an open seaport. A lot of people don't know that. But yeah, it's we have barges that actually come into Oklahoma from the ocean. And it's pretty cool to watch.
We
Who
have
would've
kayaks.
Kayaks. I want a kayak.
Man,
Wintergreen.
oh God. The
No,
kayak.
do
those things
kayaks.
scare me. No, see, they scare me. I'm afraid that you'll tip over and you can't get out of them. You're just gonna lay under and drown, and that's just not my thing. I want a big boat.
I don't want boats that's gonna flip upside down. That.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not about that.
Kind of sticks in my mind. Yeah. No, I don't.
No, I like the ones that we've had in the past. The big ones or the one that you have now. Anything smaller than that? Nope.
Yeah, my little V bottom boat. It's fun if you don't stand up, but if you stand up, it gets pretty wobbly.
Yes.
Lori said, "Do you store seeds?"
Yes, I do. I store seeds, and seed saving is to me as important as any other of your major prepping ideas because you really need to store whatever seeds that you can because you never know when they may not be available anymore. Back during the cough, people were having a really hard time getting a hold of seeds. And so, if you keep them back and keep them dry, keep them in a cool, dark place, they'll last for a lot longer than people think they will.
That's what Chris did. He last year he took seeds out of the jalapeno and out of the regular tomato. I just had the end of a tomato left, and he froze it. And this year he planted it, and that's where some of our plants came from. Was he did that? He can grow anything though. I'm not good like that.
Give it a try. You never know, your thumb might have turned green.
Yeah, I can do flowers. I'm just not good with the vegetables.
Well, it's just a flower
Scott
with
said Scott said he rode a train from Missouri to Arkansas.
Well, he wasn't too far from my house, so
He likes to. We rode a train up there, but not very far.
No, it was like
Just a little like
Scenic.
like a little scenic ride thing.
that was fun though.
Yeah.
we're just further back in the woods. So
Yeah, it just kind of took us like out through the woods and over a bridge, and then we went down to like the little turnaround deal and then brought us back.
Mhm.
It was pretty cool though.
And we rode the ducks all that same time that we went. That was fun. I don't think they do that anymore though.
Mm-mm.
I think it got canceled.
Yeah, then people got killed.
Yeah.
I think it capsized, didn't it?
Yeah, they're in the middle of one of them freak storms that just sprung up. So yeah.
That duck forgot how to swim. That was, the train did. Oh, Mom said the train derailed
No,
too.
we're talking about riding the ducks.
Yeah, I know, but that train in Missouri,
Yeah.
in Arkansas, it derailed.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
that's scary.
I know when we rode the duck that time, it's been a while back, but whenever we hit the water, man, he hit the water hard.
Yeah, he did.
The water went up over us, over the top of us.
That
But
was,
I thought it was fun.
that was fun.
But I guess they one of them turned over and a lot of people drowned.
No, that was crazy.
Well, you know, I don't know. I think that if you're going to be out like me, I can swim. I'm not no gold medalist or anything at swimming, but if I fall out, I can swim back to the boat or and that's if you don't hit your head, because I always tell people just because you're a good swimmer don't mean you're not going to drown. You can hit your head when you fall out, fall into a trot line or
That would be terrible.
yeah, because when we go out, me and Sarah, there is times that I won't put my jacket on because
Yeah.
it's hot and it's uncomfortable. But then also we'll go out to some places, and if we're really far from the bank, then I'll put my jacket on because I'm like that's a long ways to swim if something was to happen. And
If it's deep enough where we can stand up, like neck level, then we're all right. But anything deeper than that, no.
I have a phobia of the mud because it's not really the water that worries me when you fall in. Some of that mud down there, you can take a pole and it just like don't stop. And if you fell in that, I'm afraid that would
It's like quicksand.
just suck you down.
Mhm.
Yeah, you couldn't stand up in some of it. It just hold on to you.
Yeah, it would be bad.
I ain't gonna try it.
And then Sarah, she has a rule.
This is a very strict
This is terrible. We went out fishing one time, and there was a guy with this that Sarah was with, and he had never been out in a boat. So I took the bass boat out, and we were out in the middle of Ulagal Lake. He stood up, and Sarah was telling him, "You better sit down." And he was walking all around, and he about fell in. Sarah whispers to me and says, "If he falls in, don't let him back in the boat. He'll tip us over."
Mhm.
She's going to leave him. She's like, if he falls out, he could. What was she going to do? Hand him,
Hit him an oar and we can pull him back
yeah,
to the shore.
she's going to pull him with an oar.
That's it.
Not say I disagree with Sarah, but
It's just not happening. It's like I told Mike, you fall overboard, pull you to shore, but you're not climbing back in.
Yeah, because our lake's not the cleanest, not the cleanest lake. We have a lot of stumps and stobs and pipes under it and everything because it used to be an old town. So there's no telling. I mean, you might fall out and get impaled
Yeah.
out there. It's pretty bad.
yeah, the tricks don't fall out.
So do you do a lot of fishing?
Oh, I do. I love fishing. Our front porch is about 30 yards from our pond. So our oldest son has literally caught a fish from our pond during a rainstorm because he didn't want to get out there and get wet.
Oh, wow.
Do you can your fish too if you catch them?
I have not canned fish. My mama canned fish, but I haven't because it don't last that long around here. Usually when I catch it, I eat it. So
Yeah.
Wow. Tracy says the lake waters here in Canada are so cold, even in the summer, they wear wetsuits.
Oh wow.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
A guy that I like to watch, he done a 30-day survival thing up in Canada. Zachary Fowler. I like to watch him. And him and Ovens is another guy, and they went up there and done.
Outdoor boys.
Yeah, they're good too. They're okay.
I
Not
kinda-
not as good as Zachary.
I just kind of like to watch him because of the family that he does these kids and takes them out there. I think it's cool.
I like Zachary better.
Zachary?
Yeah,
I don't know if I know who that is.
Zachary Fowler,
It's a redheaded guy.
the redheaded guy that we always shoots the slingshot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
She don't know who Zachary Fowler is, Logan.
Well, I get confused. There's so many of them.
So have you ever ate gar or carp or any of those that people say not to eat?
Oh yeah, like the gar balls and stuff like that. Yeah,
I love
yeah.
gar.
The trash fish that folks
Yeah.
talk about. Yeah. Mhm.
Gar, I think, is
I've never ate that.
really, really good. I like catfish is my favorite, but
Yeah, that's
that
what we have out here in our pond is catfish. So
that gar I ate, it was really, really close second.
Huh.
I mean, there ain't much of a difference, and everybody says they're bony. They're not. The whole side of that gar is one big fillet.
Isn't that the one that you pressure cook?
No, that's carp.
Carp. That's
Mhm.
what they do in that one.
Tastes like salmon. I love salmon patties.
Oh,
We eat
yeah.
a lot of salmon patties.
when I was a kid, we was too poor for the the canned salmon patties. So Mama fixed mackerel. Because the canned mackerel was cheaper than the salmon was. So.
I've never ate mackerel. Is it close to the same taste?
Oh yeah, once you get all the mess in it, fry it up, it tastes, don't try it taste much different. So
I like that one commercial. Everything's better with ketchup.
cover anything.
Oh yeah, Lori, I love tuna. I've never went tuna fishing though, but I'd like to.
Oh yeah, I want to do that so bad, and I want to catch tilapia.
Tilapia.
Yes,
Sarah likes seafood. She loves to eat seafood.
I probably ate more like seafood fish than I have like freshwater fish.
We bought something tonight that we're going to try tomorrow on our channel, I guess.
I've already had it.
We bought oysters. I've never ate oysters, so we're going to try oysters tomorrow with hot sauce, and Logan's going to try it.
I love oysters.
You frying them or how are you fixing them?
Just going to eat them right out of the can, I guess.
Yep. You just put them on a cracker with a little bit of hot sauce.
Just swaller and they'll be gone.
Just pretend like it's a loogie. A spicy loogie.
No, they're not like that though.
I have to say though, it was better than, or it's going to be better than that last package of mahi mahi.
Man, that was terrible.
Was it bad?
Yeah. Gag the cat. Yeah, I was sitting there, and whenever I opened it, well, when I first looked at it, I was like, I think this is supposed to be white.
Yeah.
It was dark, and I was like, well, we'll open it. So I opened it up, and I was like, I could smell it. So I was like, so I got up and I turned off the camera and like smelled it, and I was like, God. So I hollered at Mom. I was like, Mom, come here. Mom goes, oh, don't eat that. That's bad. So I went outside and I threw it to the cat, and the cat walks over and goes, and then walks off. The cat wouldn't even eat it.
That's terrible.
And then Clyde, he come walking up there, and Clyde will eat anything. He goes, and then walked off. I had to get it and go throw it over to the coyotes or whatever.
Oh my.
It was bad.
I wouldn't eat it there no more.
That gag a maggot. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah, I seen that and I started laughing. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, I probably should have known by the looks of it, because it was kind of that mushy, dark color.
Yeah, it's supposed to be white.
It wasn't white. And I was like,
I wouldn't have opened the bag if it would have been white.
well, I didn't ever eat it before, so I didn't know. And then I was reading on the back of it.
I think you even commented about it's not white.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I think it's supposed to be white. And then I was like, this is kind of a dark, maybe strong fish. Yeah, it was strong. As soon as I cracked that,
Seal?
yeah, it's kind of like it went.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It reminds you of the bait that you made.
Oh, that was a close.
That's terrible.
He could have used that on a gator hook.
Oh, it was terrible. It was. I don't know. It was worse than most things that rot though, because when I opened that, it was like
Well, yeah.
bad, and it was real watery too. And that kind of, when I dumped it, it had a lot of water. So I was like, man, they put half the ocean in with these things whenever they killed them.
No, I would say if you're gonna get it, you need to get it from like Reese's
Yeah.
Fresh.
Probably not get it from Walmart.
No, that's my thing. Is like I don't like getting seafood from Walmart because it worries me because they unthaw it and then they'll refreeze it as they're unloading it. So a lot of that seafood I don't get from there. I prefer to get it from like Reese's where you can get it fresh, and then they also take the extra precautions to say, we're not going to sell this to you unless you have like an ice chest with you
Iron
or
stomach.
ice to keep it cold or something like that because I guess they can get sued for it.
Well, Walmart ought to say, we're not going to sell this to you unless you have an antibiotic IV at home. If you would have ate that, you would have needed an IV.
Well, I wouldn't have ate it if it smelled like that.
What was it? You
And
asked me if I'd eat one day out there? You said, would you eat that for so much money? No, Kaylee asked me.
I don't remember.
Kaylee said, she asked me if I'd eat something for 100,000. And I said, no.
Probably that fish.
And she said, how much money would it take for you to eat that? And I said, probably about $500,000. She said, why so much? I said, well, I have to pay my medical bills after I eat it. I've had salmonella before.
Yeah.
And to anybody out there that has not had salmonella, I prayed to die. I actually asked God not to let me wake up another day.
I remember you telling that story.
Yep. All I did was shake and poop. And
Yeah.
and if I wasn't doing one, you was doing the other. And if you wasn't doing either one, you was praying to die because your stomach was cramping so bad. And I was so cold. I mean, you could not get warm. And I was just, you just shake profusely. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I'm glad Mom took me to the doctor on the third day.
Dana says fear factor. Speaking of fear factor, I'm surprised that some of those people make it out of there with getting so sick with the stuff that they make them eat on that show.
I think theirs might be nasty though, but I think it's still good. I think it's I think it's edible.
No.
That out there was not edible. That you couldn't have rolled it in enough cornmeal.
Well, I wouldn't even try it.
I should have brought it to you. Here's Sarah. I made you a fish sandwich.
I'd have burned it.
But I did learn something though. I didn't know they got that big. It said on the back of the pack that they can get up to 96 pounds or something.
Yeah, they get
Up to 96 pounds. Most of them are, around 15 pounds or 24 pounds, something. But they can get up, and they're a weird looking fish. I didn't even know they looked like that.
A lot of the ocean fish are weird looking, like a tilapia. Have you ever seen one of those?
Their head's huge.
Yeah, kind of like a dolphin.
I think they're related to a dolphin, or they're a dolphin fish or something.
Yeah.
It said something about dolphin on them. I don't know. I just know it was rotten.
Well, what's
And I'm
bad
not-
is it's expensive, and you couldn't even take it back to the store unless you tied it on top of the vehicle to drive.
Yeah,
back.
that's what Lori just said. She said take it back to the store. I'd rather take the loss than have to ride back to the store with that in there. When the cat gags,
Well, yeah, that's bad.
and these are barn cats. I mean, they eat rats and everything. And she couldn't wait. Just as soon as I threw it down, man, she pounced over there and she's like, and she just like turned her head and lowered her ears and her tail was down. She just walked
She
off.
probably thinks you hate her.
Oh,
now.
she was mad. Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to cover it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
When the dogs and the cat don't fight over it, you probably don't want to eat it.
no, that's bad.
Oh, you would have smelt it. You'd have knew.
I'm glad I did.
And everybody can probably tell in the video when I open it because I'm like, it is like,
Yeah, there was a break there in that video.
it's like I could taste it in my nose when I opened it. I mean, that
Well, if
taste.
you smell it, you taste it.
You did. It was, and every piece was like that too. And I opened all three of them because
Why would you do that? If one was bad, why would you open the other two?
I wasn't sure if that's what it's supposed to smell like or not because I never ate
Oh,
one.
it's not supposed to smell like that.
So I was like, well, maybe I just roll them in cornmeal and fry them.
Oh Lord, if anything smells rotten.
I brought it to Mom and she
Poor Mom.
smelled it and gagged. It was really, really bad.
But it did make some good hush puppies.
Yeah, and then I started looking at them because I was like, what in the heck is in that hush puppy? And then I start reading on the sack, and it says they're corn hush puppies. Have pieces of corn in them.
Yeah, probably jalapenos too.
I couldn't eat nothing fixed that night.
I probably
It was
wouldn't have ate nothing either.
Kind of like one of those sayings. Now, where did that corn come from? How did that get in there? Because
It's terrible.
it was bad. Mom said I couldn't eat nothing he made that night.
Uh,
That was a pretty bad night.
Everything tastes like that nasty fish.
No, I didn't cook the fish.
I know, but it's
Mom said everything tasted like that fish smelt.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
bad. Romans, I agree. Halibut is a good fish.
Yeah, don't. I wouldn't buy those hush puppies again either.
I just prefer the original.
I want to try. What's it called? Calamari.
Calamari?
I like it.
You-
I like
I think it looks good.
Is
Squid.
that-
I think it's squid, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't eating that.
You want to try calamari?
No.
Why?
I ain't eating the things that legs curled up thing. Nope.
No, they don't sell them like that. You can buy them in pieces.
I don't care.
Why?
I'm not putting that in my mouth.
a couple of onions.
Nope.
Yeah, I think it looks like an what are they called? Onion petals.
Some of them look like onion rings. Yeah.
Nope. Just like I ain't gonna eat octopus. Ain't happening.
I heard you can eat them and die because they stick in your throat.
Yeah, I ain't trying it. Nope.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to eat no octopus, but I'd try calamari. I'd eat a squid.
Them things, have you seen those things? Like not fried?
No, hey, I'll tell you something cool about them.
They're ugly. And
No, they're that guy I told you I like to watch, Zachary Fowler. He lives up in Maine, and they went squid fishing. And did you know they don't use a hook to catch them? It's a special bait they use that whenever they grab onto it, they don't like to let go of it. So, but whenever they cleaned them, that was the coolest thing. They have it looks like a piece of glass in them. Have you seen that?
That's their spine.
Their spine. Whenever they clean them, they grab it, and if you do it right, you can pull the whole thing out. And whenever you pull it out, it's like a clear piece of glass, and people will actually pay for those.
Yeah.
It's really cool looking.
Now I'll have to go look up something. That sounds pretty neat.
I still ain't going.
Yeah, if you get a chance, you should check him out. You probably watch a lot of like what I watch, the prepping and stuff. You know the show Alone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
He used to live out in the woods. He was pretty poor. Him and his wife lived in like a makeshift. I think it might have been a bus or something. And he made his kids bunk beds. He's a bushcraft person. He made them bunk beds out of the tree limbs and stuff. He knows how to tie all the knots and make stuff, and they was living, and he had like a greenhouse he had made, and his wife said, "You're so good at this, I think you should apply to go on the show Alone."
Mm-hmm.
And he went on and won.
Wow, that's awesome.
And it was pretty cool because they said he didn't only just win, he went on and strived. I mean, he was like out there, he had a hut, a house. He was like at home, And after he done that, he done his YouTube channel, and his channel is huge. I
What's his
mean, Zachary Fowler. The name of it's Fowler's Makery and Mischief. And he really does cool stuff for like prepping and stuff. He shows you how to do different cooking techniques, and he hangs out with a guy named Ovens, and Ovens knows like all the plants, and he explains the plants to you and what they taste like, what they're good for. And they actually don't just talk about it. They go for like 30 days up in the Canadian mountains and actually use their skills. They don't take nothing but, just the stuff to catch their food.
Yeah, if they don't catch their food, then they don't eat.
Yeah, they said if we don't catch it, we don't eat. And I love watching it. It's relaxing because, they show the waterfalls and the mountains. And the fish smell good. They're not bad.
Oh, I know. You can't do that. That's probably like rotten fish to me is like the worst smell ever. That's like you can't compare like hamburger meat or anything else.
It wasn't pleasant.
Chicken.
I mean, it wasn't.
Chicken? Yeah, chicken's bad.
Yeah, well, that fish was raunchy.
Did you see the picture of the cat he put on?
Yeah, I put a picture of a cat on there gagging it so bad.
That's funny.
It was. I wouldn't. So do you hunt?
I not as much as I used to. Since we moved here, we've got that chronic wasting disease around here, and the deer so bad that I don't even bother. Now, when my kids were little and we lived in West Texas, there was the county we lived in. Each hunter had a 5 deer limit, and we raised kids on deer meat. So because that's we fill up the freezer every winter, and that's what we eat throughout the year. So
I love deer meat.
Whenever that first came out, I was terrified me to go deer hunting.
Yeah.
And I talked to the game warden. Of course, they're like, "Well, we don't have that many here in Oklahoma." And I was like, "But what if you get one?" And he said, "Well, it probably won't hurt you, but keyword probably."
yeah,
Well, yeah, and then I say, it won't. It's not supposed to jump species or whatever, but man, if it does, it's pretty bad stuff. Like I won't even swim in the lake no more because of the amoeba.
mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people dying from that now. You go swimming and get a bad headache, and next thing you know, you're dead because they can't cure it.
No, that worries me too.
And when I was little, we never heard of that. We'd swim in the ditches in town when it rained, and
Yes,
our
and
swimming
drink.
pool, yeah, and our swimming pool never was clear. It was always green and warm.
Ew.
When I was little, the little ones that you don't like, the little, what are they called?
The little inflatables?
Well, they weren't inflatables. They was the hard side, but they were only like that tall,
Oh, the little plastic ones?
Yeah. I'd have them all summer. God, them things sometimes be terrible.
Well, I wouldn't have played in that.
It didn't hurt me.
That's gross.
I tried.
But I mean, it just, back then we didn't worry about it. I mean,
A lot of things didn't hurt us back then. Drinking out of water hoses and things like that kill us now.
I still drink out of water hoses.
So
That's
do I.
that's what it
They special hoses, and it's like, yeah, I'm thirsty. I'm drinking out of it. So.
Well, we would even, of course, my cousin, he was kind of ornery. He was older than us. He was like probably 12, 13. He was probably 18. We'd go down there and he acted like he was a survivalist and he had us drinking out of the creeks.
I wouldn't do that either.
I never got sick.
I mean, I played in the ditches. I can admit to that. Like after the rain and stuff, I'd go out and play in the ditch in the water, but I ain't swimming in no green swimming pool or drinking no creek water or anything like that.
Well, and then half the people's sewer tanks in town were running over and it was raining. You never thought about that.
Well, no.
You just go swimming, playing in the creek.
But I knew not to get in green water.
Yeah.
Yeah, now y'all know what it does. You swim in green water.
He might have been immune to that.
And it was probably dirty because we would like jump out of it, jump back in it, jump out of it, jump back in it.
Oh, yeah, I did that.
And, and we'd have our toys in it. We'd throw them up there, and they'd land out, and you'd have to go grab it and get back in,
Yep.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I probably wouldn't recommend swimming in it.
Well, no, definitely not.
Like Turtle Man.
No, he did some crazy stuff.
He swam in some bad stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. So, do you do any camping?
Yes, we enjoy camping. I like now. We don't do as much real camping as we did when we were younger. More of our version now is pulling the camper somewhere. But I have a tent and stuff. But the last time I camped was Quartzsite, Arizona, out in the middle of the desert. But took the tent out and camped out there for a couple of weeks. So
that'd be neat.
That would be cool.
I've been trying to get Sarah to go camping down here at the lake and Kaylee and.
Well, I ain't going camping at that one spot you want to go camping at. You forget that.
Why?
Because I know what's down there whenever we go out for our other channel.
I try to get Sarah and her husband to go camping with me down at the lake and then fish all night. and I can't get them to go.
Not that spot. You will not catch me there.
They won't go.
I'll go
You think
with
I'm
you.
gonna close my eyes like that down there with something walking up, hollering, hooping? No, thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to go camping at that spot we go to where that thing hollers at us.
Mm-mm.
I thought we might have a good chance to get something on film if we all lay down and went to sleep.
Yeah. Maybe the body cam attached to one of us that it's carrying off in the woods.
See, I like my fishing too much. Some get to hooping and hollering. It better be quiet. It interrupts my fishing. We fixing to have problems.
That's the way Mom is. Mom's like, just ignore it. Just ignore it. It ain't gonna,
Well, yeah, that's fine. But to go to sleep, you're vulnerable whenever you're asleep.
I don't think it would bother you to sleep.
Yeah, I think it would.
It's in more danger than we are though when we're down there.
Yeah, Mom says it's probably in more danger than we are when we're down there. You really wouldn't sleep down there?
Not there. I wouldn't mind going to that one spot where we used to go camping at.
Which one?
The rocks.
Mom said that'd be worse than that place.
Really?
Yeah, ask her.
Where we camp
She said the rocks would be worse than where we go.
with Dad?
Oh, no, that would be better than that place where I got hit in the ankle with the rock.
Oh yeah, I would
Oh,
not
I'm not
camp there
camping
for
there.
sure. That's
No.
demon field right over there. No way.
Yeah, we went to a place fishing with Mom, and something actually threw a rock and hit her in the ankle, and it threw one and hit the side of my truck while we was loading up our truck.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah, we
remember telling that story. And also, wasn't there a time where you went down there and they was throwing things or something at the kids?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Sticks.
yeah, that's where I want to camp,
Yeah.
and they won't camp there. And I thought, man, if we go down there and just camp, like throw our poles out, let the fire die down, everybody lay
I'll
down.
tell you what. I'll take you down there, and then if you're still there the next morning, whenever I come down, I'll still fish with you
I wouldn't
Yeah.
get in if I wouldn't get- I mean, can't.
to the
You
one
would-
where it hit you in the ankle.
Mhm.
You wouldn't camp with the kids? Mom said she would camp there, but not with the kids.
She said she wouldn't even fish there with the kids.
You're talking about the place you got hit the ankle.
Right.
You wouldn't go back
That's
there?
an evil place.
She thinks that's an evil place. That
Well-
that one place.
There's been drownings there, you know.
Yeah, they pulled a body out just about 50 yards from where we was fishing.
Well, yeah.
We didn't know there was a body under there. And after we had fished there, Tulsa came down and they dived it, and they pulled a guy out that was wrapped up in a blue tarp.
There's all kinds of weird stuff
I
down
would
there.
say he probably didn't accidentally drown since he was wrapped up in a tarp and tied
Clearly
up.
not.
But yeah, there was a guy down in the bottom.
And he wants me to go camping there. No way.
Makes you wonder if that's what you got snagged on sometimes when you lose your hook.
I'm glad I lost my hook.
Well, we finally recovered the ball.
Yeah. Nope. Not for me. I wouldn't mind going camping at the rocks. That was fun. Because we went, wasn't it like early fall when we went? Because the pelicans were out there whenever we went, if I remember right. Mom was getting up and she was making breakfast on that grill and she had coffee going, and the fog was so thick that you could barely see the water's edge to where we were camping at. It was cool.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Just don't sleep upside down.
I didn't sleep upside down.
Close to the fire.
Yeah, close to the fire.
Oh,
And they were on the kitchen.
yeah.
Yeah, if you go camping, don't sleep upside down with your ankles downward by a fire. It's usually better to elevate your head out of the smoke.
Well, I wouldn't sleep next to that.
So I noticed on one of your videos I watched the other day, you go grocery shopping and get you're a bargain shopper.
Well, I'm not one of them coupon people because I don't have the patience. Plus, I don't. Do they even make coupons anymore? We don't get a newspaper, so I don't see I don't see no coupons or nothing. So I don't know. But we've got that little, I call it salvage store. It's a little bent and dent store that's probably about 30 minutes from us, that I go, and they have the real, I guess it's goods that they get from other places that are overstocks and things getting close to the best by dates and stuff. And so, yes, I go and load up there and keep the pantry rounded out and stocked up with stuff that we don't grow. So,
Right. I used to shop at a store And then mom, she wouldn't eat from there because you would go buy like the canned food and it would
Mhm.
say like carrots and you could open them and it might be corn. I mean, it was still
Huh.
good, but it was like mislabeled stuff.
Surprise.
I can't do that kind of stuff.
But it was still good. I mean, it was like you could buy like a bag of Cheetos and it could be Doritos. You know, it was just like mislabeled stuff, and you know,
You're not telling what you'd get.
but it was still good.
Well, maybe not.
But
you don't know what you're eating.
But most of the time, though, it was like what it said it was. It's just there was a chance that you could get something that might be mislabeled.
Yeah, like botulism.
You know, so like the kids would be like, you might tell them you're having spam one night. And you open the can, and we're not having spam. We're having tuna. You know?
No way. I would never shop at that place. Nope.
But it was hey Josh, good to see you.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah, I mean it didn't. I mean I don't know. I would eat it because I knew. I mean when I opened them, they'd make the psh sounds.
Nope.
I knew it was good.
I'd have to be so deaf.
But that sound don't always mean it's good because the fish made that sound too.
Yeah, fish makes that sound on it.
So you may want to use your other senses. Don't just rely on that.
I couldn't do it. If I opened up a can of corn, it was labeled corn, and there was like peas or carrots in there. No way.
Why?
Because no telling what else they put in there. I mean, if they're mislabeling corn for peas,
It's just mislabeled.
Nope.
You really didn't?
No. No
You
way.
know, there was a guy on the process line that had one job, just flip the labels. He didn't do it, so no telling what else he messed up. Huh?
No, and then you're comparing like spam. Like you were on the edge. Well, I mean, like you just said, you might be having spam one night, and the can's labeled, spam, and then you open it and it's got tuna in there. How are you gonna mix up spam and tuna?
You just don't fry it. You put mayonnaise in it and have a sandwich.
No, I'm saying at the store. How do you mix that up? No, no way. Nope.
You ate some of it because I did that for about a year when I cooked all that stuff and y'all would eat with me.
No, that's kind of like playing Russian roulette with dinner.
But I'm saying that you ate from there.
What?
Because a year, I used to shop from there, and when we'd have our cookouts.
So now you know.
Not great.
Remember that night you told me to bring corn? I said I was out. All I had was carrots.
Oh man! No way.
No, not that. But yeah, I did shop from there for a while.
Well, I'm glad you don't know more.
But I mean, it was
Right?
cheap. I could go in there and you could get mystery meats. What Josh said.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you could go in there though, and you could get like 4 cans of vegetables for $1/4 a can.
Well, I wonder why. It might not be a vegetable. It might be rotten meat.
No, I
At
never
least
got.
it smells like tuna fish.
Yeah. Well, when I was younger, we ate that. What was that? That government meat, that potted meat.
Well, that's fine.
No, that
Why?
was pretty bad.
Well, you knew what it was.
Yeah,
I wasn't. I would eat it, but it was not.
I
Wow.
like potted meat. That don't bother
No,
me.
it ain't like the potted meat you buy now.
Oh,
Not even. It was in a silver can. It had a black pig on it. I remember those, and that was bad.
And it was labeled pork with what was it? Pork with pork juices, and it was like exactly
Well,
what it
nope.
What made you cat joke?
Yeah, I'd be like that cat.
It was bad. And then the cereal. You couldn't even eat the cereal. It didn't matter how much sugar you poured in it. I think the only thing I really liked was the cheese and probably the cheese and the peanut butter. It was
I
all
would
good.
just really hope that I wasn't lactose intolerant back in that day, because I'm afraid I'd just eat cheese. I'm gonna
Really?
eat nothing else.
You'd be so constipated.
I wouldn't care. I would deal with that bellyache over salmonella and no telling what else you might get.
I mean, you would think it has to be like okay to eat, or they wouldn't be able to sell it. I think it was just like mislabeled. Like I used to work at Pillsbury back when I was like 18, 19,
Mhm.
and they would run like bread through the ovens, and they would have the machine set for so many loaves of a certain kind of bread. And if you didn't pay attention that they went through, then you might label like 20 things of biscuits as bread. I mean, it would still be good. It was still packaged. It was still good. It just was mislabeled because you didn't do your
Well,
job.
they should give it to the employees to take home and not put it out on the shelves as something else for a surprise.
They fired my boss for urinating in the batch of stuff at night at Pillsbury. Yeah, it was terrible. And I didn't work there for very long. That was a hard job. The dust in there, the flour, well, not dust, but the flour, it would stop me up so bad at night. We would come out of there and you just breathe that flour. They actually had what they call the sanitation crew, and they would come through and they had 55-gallon drums that had like a car wash sprayer on them. And they would spray the floor with oil, and they had those rubber like things you do like the squeegees, and they would squeegee it up, throw it in the 55-gallon drum, and they would have to like take these long rods with like feather dusters on them and clean the rails on the top because that dust was so thick in there. It was everywhere.
Well, that ain't healthy.
Well, we used to always joke and say, I wonder what they do with that stuff when they put it in the barrels. They probably run it through and make bread out of it.
Remember, I couldn't work there because
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
Come home and cough up a couple of biscuits every night. So that's
Now it makes you wonder. Now that you're saying all this about stuff, people urinating in the bread dough, it makes me second guess getting stuff from any grocery store.
well, it's cooked.
Well, that don't matter.
I mean, it ain't like it.
That's like me telling you go out there and get that fish and cook it and eat it.
Probably still laying out there because nothing will eat it.
Ugh, that's gross.
we have not made Dana hungry tonight. Dana's not hungry tonight.
Nope.
There's probably not even a maggot on that.
I doubt it.
It was pretty bad. Oh my gosh. So, do you raise animals on your farm to eat? Do you do any like butchering or anything?
Yeah, we don't. The only thing we have around here that's kind of worthless and don't have a job is our pepper dog that lives here in the house. We've got a black lab that's like our kid, but everything else here on the farm has a job, and sometimes their job is to put meat in the freezer. So, yeah.
I want to do. I don't know if you've ever done it, but I've been thinking about doing those raising quail. Have you ever done that or know anything about that?
I've quail hunted, but I've never raised any.
I was watching a guy on TV, and they was raising quail, and like they raise a whole bunch of them, and he said they're really easy to do. You can like order the eggs or whatever that are already fertilized, and they took them like on a butcher day, and they take a pair of scissors, take care of the bird,
Yeah.
and they would have like a butcher day, and they would clean them and everything, and then put them in their freezer. And I love quail. Quail's I think great.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking that would be like, because he said they don't eat much, they're easy to take care of, and the harvest time is really fast. So I was thinking, if you wanted a fast meat that didn't take a lot of time and food or work and everything, you could, I think they harvest them maybe twice a year, something like that. You could get a lot of food just by, and if you had one of those little rotisseries from like Walmart,
Yeah.
I think it'd be good.
It'd be like cooking one of the little Cornish hens about.
Yeah, because there's a guy in a town over by us, and I like to go to his restaurant because you can't hardly find it anywhere. He has not quail. Is it quail? Yeah, he has quail. It's quail, and he cooks them. He flame broils them, and man, it is delicious. You get 2 quails with biscuits and gravy, mashed potatoes, onion, and I think he gives you green beans. It's delicious. And I told Sarah we should raise quail, but I don't know if she could do it.
As long as I feed them, and just if I'm just out there just to feed them, throw them feed, whatever, I could. But if we had a cow, say that had a calf or whatever, and I had to go out there and bottle feed it and take care of it for my baby, no, we're not doing nothing with it. It's just going to stay there and be a pet.
Like Josh says, you remember when he had quail and rabbits?
Yeah, yep. Josh used to have one of my best friends and brother lived by us. He used to have quail and rabbits, and I think that boy had about a little bit of everything.
He said you can harvest them every 90 days.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. He said every 90 days. So that would almost.
Chickens are easy to raise, and you can butcher them 6 to 8 weeks old.
Cornish hens?
Mm-hmm.
I've never done that either. See, that's what we should get.
I've just got big chickens.
Yeah, but I mean, like how she, like everything on her farm has a purpose.
Yeah.
Yours are pets.
Well, no, not these chickens out here.
Well, I mean, you just eat their eggs.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to walk out there when your hen stops laying and eat her.
No.
See?
Not those ones.
Chris could tell the difference in snow eggs.
Yeah, I know.
You what?
You could tell a difference.
What?
Chris, because we had one solid white chicken. I forget what she was, but she was she was a furry one. And then we had, I don't remember what it was called. It was
You had
like one
a
of
furry chicken?
yeah, you know, with the furry legs is what I said. And then we had like a Rhode Island Red or an Easter egger or something like that. And their eggs would always be different colors. One would be white and one would be like, I don't know, kind of like a blue tint to it. I always thought it was cool. So I couldn't get rid of those two. But the other ones, like the Rhode Island Reds, I could understand those. But there's just some of them that I just can't. I like animals.
Like, could you like butcher a sheep that you raised?
No. That's like me going out there and doing that to Polo. No way.
Well, not Polo, because we baby him and made him a pet.
And you don't think so those little sheep, whenever you have them and you're out there bottle feeding them, they see you as like their parent. They imprint on you pretty much.
Well, I wouldn't name them and play with them.
That's what Roman said. He said, never named it.
I name them. If I'm bottle feeding it, it has a name, because then I go out there and I'm taking care of it, and it follows you around, and it's just not gonna happen. I can't.
Do you do it?
Has a name. I name everything.
Thanksgiving and Christmas and
I can't.
Chop and bacon.
what's the largest animal on your farm that you all butcher right now?
Cow.
Cow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
See,
You already.
do you do it yourselves or do you take it and have it?
Normally we take them to the butcher, but it's got so expensive anymore. We're probably just, we can do them ourselves. It's just a lot more labor intensive, and we're not spring chickens anymore. But, it's got so expensive at the butcher that this next one we may, and Sarah's mentioned a bottle calf, the next steer that we'll be putting in the freezer is going to be one of our bottle calves. So.
Oh. Yeah, I couldn't do that.
But she probably didn't name it and go love on it.
You name it. I don't know why. I just can't. But whenever I'm out there, it's a baby, so I'm like petting it, walking around with it. But see, if I just went out there, because I've seen some farmers where they just load up the bottles and they have a little holder and they stick it through the fence and then they drink it like that. I could do that. But if I'm out there doing it like myself, spending time with it, no, there's no way.
Everything on our place is spoiled rotten. So it all has, I believe in being humane to stuff, even though that sounds terrible. I believe in being humane till I put it on the plate. But, we make sure that we don't mistreat our stuff. You see some people get a bunch of animals and they just throw it out there and it fends for itself. And I no, if we're going to have it, we're going to take care of it. And so,
Right.
There's just some of them I just can't do. Like Mom, whenever she had all of her goats and stuff, we had a new mama and she could not get her to take her twins for nothing. So I was like, well, I'll just take him in the house and I'll take care of him. And they were like the best little pets ever.
And they're cute. They're really cute.
They are cute.
You don't want to?
We walked a lot of them.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't.
I just wouldn't make a pet out of it. I would just like,
Then you're gonna have to take care of it.
I just do it like take care of it. I just like do the minimum, take care of it, and then move on.
Well, yeah. If we just went out there, like I said, and just stuck the bottle through the fence in a holder and walked away, I could do that. But not just sitting out there with it rubbing onions. No.
But our sheep we got, they named Polo. It thinks it's a dog. It follows us and puts its foot up on you and rubs on you and loves on you.
Wafers or something, don't he?
And I'm like,
Pancakes or what was you feeding him? Pancakes or Nilla wafers or something? You was feeding him
oh
something.
yeah, pancake.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved that pancake.
Yeah.
You can't get him full. I've never seen him stop eating.
Oh, he don't.
I mean, he like you can feed him and feed him and feed him, and he don't stop.
A poor thing. I make fun of him because in person he's like huge. I bet he weighs close to 200 pounds if he
he's
ate 200
fat.
pounds. But it's like his body is so big, like from his head, and then you get to his shoulders, and then his little legs are just like sticks.
He's thick.
He just don't gain no weight or any muscles on his little legs.
But
Get
he's
him a girlfriend. He won't eat as much then.
he's spoiled.
Yeah,
They spoiled him bad.
he's been around here a while.
Mom wants us to get another miniature donkey.
Oh yeah, I would like to have a miniature Shetland ponies.
Just like everything else that comes here.
I think I'd like to have I'd like to ride a mule probably.
Yeah,
They say they're a little slower and not as spirited as a horse.
I've had a horse. I've had
Yeah,
two.
Sarah got a horse
It's
and they brought it here
your fault.
and they said, "Oh, this is a good horse." It was tall. How many hands?
She was 16 and a half hands.
16 and a half hands. And she was a racehorse, but they had retired her. So they bought her. I said, "I'll jump on her." This tame horse.
I told him not to use his heels.
She ran as hard as she could to the back. I just jumped off of her.
He had to. She was a registered American quarter horse, and she done barrels and everything. But she was always so good with me. I could get on her, ride her everywhere. So Mike was like, "Oh, I want to get on her and ride her." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Just whenever you take off, don't kick her in the side of your heels." I said, "Or she's gonna take off with you." No, she won't. So he climbs up in the saddle and gives her a good kick on the side, and there goes Mike. Next thing you know, you just see the reins just fly out of his hands, and he dives off of her and lands out in the field. And I said, "I told you shouldn't have kicked her that hard."
Yeah.
She was a good horse, though. She was 38 whenever she passed away. She was an old girl.
She was.
Our last horse passed away. I guess it's been, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago now. And she was a rescue horse when we got her. This guy said she was bomb proof. Well, the reason she was bomb proof is one could have went off under her and she couldn't have done anything because she was it looked like skin stretched over a skeleton.
Oh,
She was so cool she couldn't stand up in the trailer when we brought her home. And but out on our pasture, she fattened up real quick, and she lived. She was in her 30s when she passed too. But she was our last one. We haven't had any more since then. So
I like horses. I've had 3.
They kind of scare me.
Well, I wonder why.
I don't like going really fast on the back of something I can't control.
Well, she just didn't like you.
I just jump.
I would have tried to stay on her at least to get her to stop. But I'd be afraid to break my bones jumping off of her like that.
Yeah, it was better than going through a fence.
She wouldn't have took you through a fence. She might have jumped it, but she wouldn't have took you through it.
Not with me. Not with me on the back. Nope. Nope. Well,
I'm an animal lover, so I can't help it.
yeah. Well, we
And
kept you on.
way to be. You know,
Yeah.
if somebody
I love
don't like animals and animals don't like them, there's something wrong with that person. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I love animals.
Any kind.
Smoked, cooked.
yeah,
Well, no. The only thing that I can't really have, I mean, I can have them like we have them around here for like barn cats, but I can't have one in the house because I'm like very allergic to cats. That's about the only thing. I still feed the ones that we have though, but
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, we've kept you on here over an hour. Um, if you want to, go ahead and give your channel a shout out, how everybody can find you and everything, and so they can go over, subscribe, and support you. And you got a lot of cool things you do, and people should check her out.
oh yeah, for sure.
well, it's just Mountain Patriot Homestead, and yeah, we do. I've been told that I should pick a niche and just go with a certain topic that I cover, but you know, I hadn't figured out a way to do that because I don't do just one thing. So we do a little bit of everything over there on our channel, and not a whole lot of any one thing, and we're not going to say we're experts in none of it. So, but
Right.
just come over and see us, Mountain Patriot Homestead. But I just want to tell Mike and Sarah, I so appreciate all the support that truly y'all have been since I started the channel, because I come into this just didn't know diddly. And whenever I've had a question, you've always been kind enough to answer it without going, what an idiot. But,
I'm,
but
I'm still learning, and
Yeah.
we enjoy working with you. You guys are a nice family, and
Oh yeah.
it's nice to know good people. And we're just doing what you're doing. We're just trying to do what we enjoy and share it with everybody. And if they want to hang out with us, they can hang out with us and kind of see what we do, and sometimes how much we eat or what we don't eat.
what you don't
Wait,
Yeah. Or surprise.
no, I ain't doing those surprises.
All right. Well, we're going to get off here, and we're going to let you go enjoy the rest of your night. And thank you for coming by. We'd like to have you back again
For
sometime.
sure.
Well, thank y'all. It's been a lot of fun.
All right. Well, you have a great night, and God bless. And we'll talk and see you soon for sure.
Sounds good. Good night.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.